Well, that was interesting. Hello, and welcome back to another video. I'm your beautiful host, Young Buffett, the youngest Buffett that you have ever met, kind of. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, this is what I do. You see? You can just keep scrolling. It just doesn't end. That's what you can expect here. That's what we do. We are covering the most talked about stocks. Meme stocks, hype stocks, momentum stocks, stocks that are subject to short squeezes, stocks that are subject to gamma squeezes, stocks that are manipulated. I can go on and on and on. The first stock that we bought, CLOV, had pretty good earnings yesterday. I did a whole breakdown on everything you need to know about the earnings. It's right over here. If you haven't seen that, definitely go watch that. Now, today was interesting. We'll get into why it was interesting, but let me just cover the basics here. Ape wisdom. You guys already know this. I've done this about 32 times now. Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stocks, stock market, investing, SPACs, options, and day trading subreddits are all filled with people who talk about stocks, right? So this tracks the most trending, the most talked about, the most mentioned tickers in the past 24 hours. Number one on the list, CLOV, with 991 mentions across these subreddits. That's an increase of 253%. Yesterday, we were like third or fourth place or so. Made our way up to first place most mentioned because of earnings, because of the price movement, because of everything that's going on. Usually when you think of these short squeeze stocks, these meme stocks, you think GameStop, you think AMC. Number 3 is usually always CLOV, but it's nice to see it number 1 again. Palantir, Sophie, SPY, Wish. Wish had really bad earnings. AMC, GameStop, Microvast, and so on. Disney killed it, by the way. Rocket Mortgage killed it, by the way. I mean, there's other stocks. It's not just CLOV, but we're covering CLOV today. So overall, a 64% positive sentiment. The positive sentiment goes up and down a lot, but it's just nice to see generally what people are thinking about it. Nearby words including up, like, Palantir, buy, earnings, volume, calls, back, dawn. I don't know what dawn means. Does anyone know what dawn means? D-O-N? I see that a lot on here, and I always get lazy and forget to look it up. Bought, good, down, out, moon, and time. So overall, people are talking about it. It's exciting. Let's see what Wall Street Bets thinks. So swaggy stocks. I don't want to repeat myself every single time, but if you're new here, swaggy stocks covers only Wall Street Bets. It tracks the comment volume, the positive and negative sentiments here. Usually CLOV is like somewhere over here, but today it is number 2. Comment volume spiked up. Obviously, as the price moves, so do the comments. And this is what we've talked about. This is what we've noticed twice now. So you see over here, the price of the stock, which is that beige line, shoots up. Then people talk about it. Now, what do you see over here? Price of the stock shoots up. Then more and more people talk about it. So if you see a lot of people talking about something, it doesn't always mean the price is going to go up. If the price goes up a lot, you might see people talking about it. Let's talk about max pain. Do you guys know what max pain means? Max pain, as the name suggests, is how much pain can be caused in the options market. What is the maximum amount of monetary pain that we can inflict upon all options holders? When you buy an option, let's say a $10 call, okay? Or if you buy a $7 put, for example. When you buy an option, market makers sell you those options. They sell you those contracts, and they want it to expire worthless. They want it to expire out of the money. So the idea is max pain, you need the most amount of puts to expire out of the money and the most amount of calls to expire out of the money, where does the stock price need to be? And if you look at this chart over here, it looks like max pain would be about 8.5, maybe 9, maybe 8, most likely 8.5. If CLOV closes at, oh, it says right here, max pain is 8. Just kidding. Yeah, that makes sense. So if CLOV closes at 8 this Friday, it'll wipe out a lot of money in calls, and it'll wipe out a lot of money in puts. That's pretty much all you need to know. I'm going to start tracking max pain and where we end up closing, because I have a good feeling that this stock is so managed, shorted, manipulated, that we're probably going to be closing at max pain every week unless something crazy happens, unless some sort of gamma squeeze happens or some sort of short squeeze or some sort of catalyst or something. Dark pool data didn't actually change much since yesterday. What's interesting is the net short volume is negative 540,000. Yesterday, it was about the same. 2 days ago, it was about 1 million. 3 days ago, it was about 1.5 million. Last week, it was like 2 million. Like, it's getting less and less. Oh, by the way, all those millions I was talking about, it was negative million. Negative positions, shorting. Net short volume in dollars is negative 4.39 million. Still a lot of activity going on. And it's still as dark as ever. Hashtag dark pool abuse. I've seen that used a lot. But that's pretty much all you need to know here. Hedge funds and institutions and stuff are utilizing dark pools, buying shares there, selling on retail. We don't know how they're shorting. We don't know where their price is at. We don't know their max pain, which kind of makes it a one-way fight, huh? I saw this from Joe Dirt Buffett. He is in the Buffett family, it looks like. Don't flinch. These morons are tripling down and filling our rockets with more fuel. Look at that. Ortex data shows plus 15.42% in short interest. That kind of makes sense, honestly. If the stock price shoots up, that means the price of call options shoot up. We'll take a look at the options chain after this. If those call prices shoot up, they're going to sell you those. They're going to sell you those contracts. If you guys are buying those, that counts as a short. They are selling those contracts. They are shorting the company by definition. But yeah, you guys should take a look at the comment thread on that. A lot of valuable information. Al Trades posted this. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out Al Trades videos, he goes into way more detail on different CLOV stuff, so you guys should definitely check him out. He noticed the borrowing fee went up and is continuing to go up. That means shares are getting harder and harder to borrow, and harder and more expensive to short. So it's all valuable information to know. Jumping over into CLOV today, we had a mini party over here at 10:13. So yesterday, stock did really well when it announced its earnings. It shot up. Pre-market today kind of did its little thing, little dancey dance at around 9. Shot up to like 950 or so. Shot up to 960 or so. Did its thing again, and then it just straight up rocketed up. Not quite sure why, honestly. I don't think gamma squeeze scenarios happen pre-market or after hours, actually. Saw a lot of people in the Discord talking about, is this a gamma squeeze happening right now? I don't think so. But I don't know. I might be wrong. So it shot up to 10:13, and then it did what it always does. It opened, then it started working its way right back down to about 850. Wow. So that was the low of the day. It hit 858. Then it worked its way back up, and little consolidation, wavy waves over here. and it closed at 901. So I'm happy to see that it did close above 9. It is dipping back down to 888 as of the time of this recording and after hours. It's going to be interesting to see how this all digests. And by digests, I mean, let's see how the options are going to be reacting. So we know that max pain is 8. We know to blow everyone out of the water, they need CLOV to be at 8 or below. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow, all of these contracts will expire out of the money. That means all of these contracts are going to be worthless. So be careful if you're in those positions, unless, I don't know, CLOV shoots up tomorrow. But our August 20th actually went up in value. I think we're almost break even on those. No, we're down 38% on these calls right now. They went up about $15 today, which is fine. Again, we're just going to hold that till expiration. No big deal. And we're also holding the September 17th that we bought, the $17 calls. Those are actually up. So I am currently up 62% on that position. So that's great. Glad we bought those. I haven't sold out yet. I really do want to see more options get introduced. I don't know why they haven't already. If you look at next week, August 20th, it goes all the way to 43. September 17th does not. I want to see more options introduced here. By nature, that should increase the value here. It'll give the options chain some more breadth to work with. So, curious to see how that plays out. I'm curious to see what new options get introduced. I'm curious to see, look at that volume. You guys are crazy. I love it. Curious to see if any sort of gamma squeeze scenario is in play. If CLOV continues to go up, I talked about this in one of my other videos. When you buy a call, that means somebody sold you a call. And in order to sell a call, you need to own 100 shares or borrow 100 shares. So when you're buying a contract, somebody's buying and promising to sell you 100 shares of CLOV. So if CLOV keeps going up, those people need to fulfill their promises, right? So that's how you can kind of understand what a gamma squeeze will do. It'll squeeze everybody to keep buying 100 shares at a time, multiplied by how many contracts. So overall, very exciting. We ended the day up 10%. Don't forget that. A lot of people get upset when they see pre-market at 10 drop all the way down to 850, come right back to 9-ish. Guys, we're up 10%. That's good. It's good stuff. A lot of people are still red, me included. We are currently down only 17% now. Honestly, that makes me happy. We were down about 27 or so, a little bit more at some point. We were down almost 30% since we've been buying the stock and averaging down. Let me jump over to all time for anyone who is new here. We bought 100 at 1380, 100 at 1015, 5 at 9, 3 at 9, 50 more at 820, 50 more at 890, and 1 more at 851. The weird numbers, the 5, the 3, and the 1 were because we sold puts. We sold premium and used that premium to buy more shares, essentially funding a free 9 shares of CLOV, which is great. But we have catalysts coming up. We have price action happening. There are a lot of things in play. If you are curious about the different catalysts that I'm talking about, definitely go check out my other video right here about CLOV earnings. In this video, I really do break down some catalysts and stuff to look out for. If you guys have any questions or anything, definitely let me know in the comments. I get back to everything. I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.